Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, Masters in Counseling Psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic healer, and yogi. In this episode, my guest is Dr. Joan of Angels, the Oracle of Ancient Wisdom and Angel of Light, who's also a spiritual advisor, reader, and cosmic light activator. You're going to want to stay tuned to hear what she has to share. Dr. Joan of Angels, the Oracle of Ancient Wisdom and Angel of Light, is a spiritual advisor, reader, and cosmic light activator. She is dedicated to guiding you on a transformative journey of self-discovery, unlocking your highest potential, and embracing your sovereignty. As Dr. Joan Hangarter, a doctor of chiropractic, and with an MS in counseling, Joan combines her expertise as an oracle, energetic healer, and spiritual counselor to help you rewire your subconscious mind, release fear, and step into your true mastery. As cosmic spiritual leader, she connects individuals to their guides for direct guidance and support. Renowned for her visionary art and soul essence portraits, Joan has been channeling earth messengers, angelic beings, since her remarkable transmission of painting 33 angels in just 30 days. Under the name Joan of Angels, she offers cosmic soul essence portraits, captivating glimpses of your higher self and other realms, serving as reminders of your true essence and keeping your vibrational frequency activated. Visit www.joanofangels.com to explore Joan's offerings and receive a free ebook on living your soul-filled purpose. Connect with her on Instagram, YouTube, Telegram, Substack, and Etsy to stay inspired and immersed in her transformative work. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome my guest today, Dr. Joan of Angels. Welcome, Joan. So happy to have you here on Cosmic Scene.
I am very excited to be on a Cosmic Scene, Jill. You have no idea how exciting it is to be back in the fifth dimension with everyone.
Yes, that's your mainstay. You tend to really vibe, and your jam is on the 5D. So we're all about the fifth dimension here at Cosmic Scene, and we can't wait to hear what you have to say. I want to start with asking you, how did you get this beautiful name, Joan of Angels?
In 2013, I was told by my angels to paint 33 angels in 30 days. So I listened, and I did. 2 years later, they said, it's time for you to move to the desert so you could hear even clearer. And the day after I moved, I was introduced to this new woman, new friend. She says, what did you say your name was? And I started to say Dr. Joan Hangarter, and she said, say nothing. And she went into deep silence. The whole room stood still. And she says, I know who you are. You are Joan of Angels. And I thought she was going to say Joan of Arc, which I've always aligned with her. But she said Joan of Angels. And I heard the angels sing, and I knew it was my name.
The skies opened and you heard hallelujah. Yeah,
I heard it.
Who were these angels, or did any of them let you know, I'm Archangel Gabriel, I'm Raphael? How did they come through, or how did they feel when you were painting them? I'm really curious about that.
I was in a vortex, like a vortex of energy, like it was a whoosh. And I'd wake up every day and some energy would come through me. I would take out a canvas, close my eyes, and literally paint. And oftentimes people around me would go, oh my God, that looks like my sister who passed. That looks like my mother. There were all sorts of connections that kept getting made. And it was the most exciting period for me because I was channeling directly. I asked my guides, well, what should I do with all the art? And they said, paint us and we will come. I said, who will come? And suddenly these big beings started showing up, major canvases. Not all of them had names, although a few were traditional, like Gabriel and Michael and the goddess Isis. And so some of them were recognizable to me, but others came through so that they could show humanity what they look like on the other side and how interesting all these interdimensional beings are. And I still bring forth interdimensional type beings in all my art.
That's amazing. So you are a prolific artist and you bring through these visionary artworks and soul essence portraits. What are the soul essence portraits?
Most of my work is about helping people remember who they are and why they volunteered to come down here. What is that soul mission? What is that vision that they've always known was there, but maybe haven't been able to access to do. A lot of my life's work is about helping people not just to remember, but to step into the essence of it, the power of it, the presence of it. I've been doing recently more activations. For instance, last weekend I was at the Disclosure Fest, Stairways to the Stars, and every piece of art that I sold to people, they were able to purchase an activation. And an activation is when they took home the painting and we had a Zoom call, and I actually aligned them in the artwork to work together to bring the essence of the painting. Maybe it's calmness, balance, intuition, prosperity, inner knowingness, whatever it is that a person wants to align with. We start to shift your energy. We start to remove the programming of non-alignment, and we insert new coding of alignment to whatever it is you're stepping into.
Oh, this sounds so powerful, Joan, because it's like they have the anchor of the portrait or the painting that you did for them. And then you connect with them through the quantum field on Zoom, and you make it all come alive for them. I love this. This is really beautiful. I think you're onto something here.
Yeah.
Yes. And the people who receive these paintings and then get the activation, it's so cool. So the painting, every time they have it or they're looking at it or they're sleeping with it in the room, it's working on them. They're activating it. They have that third dimensional anchor to their fifth dimensional activation. I love it.
Yes, it's exactly like that. And so we start by having a soul essence reading, which is a deep dive into your purpose, your mission, what your skills are, what you came down here to do. We remove obstacles that are in the way. We let them go. We clear them out. And I get a sense of your higher calling. I then go into meditation and I receive different images. And when I'm done, I reach out to you with a video of all the different aspects that I saw. Not all, but some of them, the major ones. And we have another session. We do a deep dive. And then I send you an actual painting, a self-portrait. And then once you get it, we do another activation, which is quite exciting. And the painting really becomes alive. And you will find it gives you information, it resonates with you. And then all of my artwork, by the way, raises your vibrational frequency, turns your power on, so to speak.
It's you channeling from source, from the divine, whatever, however anybody wants to phrase it. So you have that direct conduit as you are doing your art. You become the conduit, and then it's vibrating with that energy.
Absolutely.
This is so beautiful. I did read your bio earlier. We know that you're a prolific artist and visionary and visual person, but also you are a healer. You actually have a doctor in chiropractic degree, and you practice that as well as the MS in counseling. I love how you're bridging all your gifts and all your trainings, your experience in this way for this time period. It's like you're taking everything that you have developed within yourself, and now you're making this offering that is very powerful at these times on the planet. So thank you for that.
We're here now for these extraordinary times, and those who are listening to the show have extraordinary gifts and an extraordinary mission to be here now and to hold steady and to kind of remember that this too shall pass, and you're part of this great awakening, no matter what it looks like. I am very excited. These tools help give you the information and calmness and balance you need to move forward. You can never feel less than when you see how magnificent you are every day.
That's
right. You look at that picture, and how can you claim that you're inadequate when you see it?
You, as well as many of my other guests, we all are on the fifth dimensional train to the higher vibrational realities. But I'm curious to hear what that means to you, because everybody has their interpretation of how we're shifting and we're vibrating on these higher frequencies. How does that look like for you, Joan?
Most of my time is spent in a higher vision of what I'm doing. I'm looking at always what's the purpose behind it? What's the big picture? Where are we going? I don't get bogged down in all the chaos that is usually around me. I don't even engage in it if I could avoid it. And I think I'm always out there looking for the highest good of all concerned in all of my interactions. My name, Joan, means gift of God. God was gracious. So when I walk in the world, the first thing I do is I teach people how to fluff your wings. So I fluff my wings, And I literally feel like an angelic presence walking in the world. When I walk into Starbucks, my wings are like higher than the ceiling, and I shift the energy in the room just by being who I am.
I love that. So you have embraced who you are on multidimensionality, reality. Can you suggest to people who, they are maybe still getting bogged down or, first of all, unplug from the media, right? But they don't know how to reference or how to access what you just shared. It's like when you raise your frequency in a place such as Starbucks or wherever, it is going to benefit everybody. How about somebody listening to this who may not have a reference point on what they can do themselves to raise this energy for themselves?
On my YouTube channel, I teach a lot of processes and how to raise your frequency, how to turn up your light, how to stand in your brilliance, how to kind of use what I call a discernment skill on how to know not only how you feel about things, but to avoid disasters in your life. I use a lot of intuitive guidance. I think I really look at everything on a scale of 1 to 10 to determine how it's going to impact me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good do I feel with those people? Or what's my vitality at this moment? Or what would it be like if I go over there? And so I try to use tools to make sure I've protected in every way, shape, or form wherever I go.
Yes.
I think I want to mention the wing fluffing, because when I work with people and we fluff our wings, we learn to incorporate the presence of the angels in our body. And I call it wing fluffing. You can go to the website and have a wing fluffing session. You feel not only the presence of the angelic ones within your body, but you too raise your vibe so you feel more present. You feel more angelic. So there's a process of you become what you're thinking about. And it automatically raises your frequency to a 10. There are other tools I teach where you can really literally turn on your own switch. There's a switch between your brain and your cervical spine. This is my chiropractic days. But this switch is also known as the angel switch. And when you align it and turn it on, you have more vitality going through your body. You can do it with your mind or you can do it with a chiropractic adjustment, but you're literally opening up the channels to receive divine intelligence to allow your body to heal. And your brainstem, exactly where that your neck travels up, there's a hole in your brain, in the skull there. That is where there's a switch. When I used to adjust my patients, I would do these sitting cervicals and I'd say, we just turned your power on. Well, I realized about a year ago when I do my sessions for people that at the end, I usually go, oh, we just turned your power on. Because we are. When you release trauma, when you release pain or negative emotions, you are turning on people's energy, their power, their vitality to get what they want.
That's interesting too, that you're talking about trauma, because the last few years, everything was about people, they're releasing the past, releasing trauma. I have talked to some of my fellow healers about, we felt like there was a shift in November, that a lot of people's trauma layers, that they walked around in for years kind of have been released or shifted. I don't know if you're noticing that with some of the clients you're working with, kind of heavily in people's fields, they operate despite of it. But there seems like there was a collective upliftment or shift that happened regarding trauma in people's bodies.
I haven't been noticing that per se. Because of all the media, people's energy gets swayed often to the next thing,
Right.
The war or this and that or another disease coming. So what I see most powerfully is that people are beginning not to be so swayed by the media, so swayed by the outside world. They're learning more to acknowledge what they're feeling first.
Yes, that shift is definitely happening, because it's not hard to feel the difference of like how you're doing. And then you start watching the TV, the world news or whatever. And it's like, wah, wah, it's a real Debbie Downer and it's going to just bring your energy down. I think a lot of people are getting savvy to that. That kind of leads into the next question I have for you. You did allude to it a little bit, but how do we transcend our fears that keep us from stepping into our visions and dreams or into the higher dimensions?
I don't know, about a few months ago, there was something I was doing that just seemed a little dangerous, like I was putting my life out on a limb for it, but important. And I thought to myself, God, how did Joan of Arc feel when she made those momentous steps of following or implementing your vision and acting on it. You know, we're given these visions for a reason. When I step back and I look at the bigger purpose of the things I do, it helps me release the fear. That's really the best way I can explain it. The fear comes in as almost an agent of the dark to keep you from being as powerful as you can be.
Yes.
When you realize that it's come to challenge you, that it's come to ask you, oh, have you learned this lesson yet? Or are you ready to step up yet? We're constantly being tested. And so sometimes I would say in this journey of light versus dark, the dark pokes its head out and gives you a lot of lessons that you've already learned. And you get to choose whether you're going to do it again or if you've really learned.
Yes, I agree. And there's a lot of that going on. Are you going to go back into that lesson and do it again? Or are you going to step into neutrality or step up from it? There's no spiritual bypass. Actually, at this time, I think more than ever that people can't get away with spiritual bypass. So if there are true lessons that they haven't, worked through fully, that it's a time to do the completion or to really understand, how is this leading me to self-mastery? I mean, because all these lessons are really just having you, accept or embrace your authentic self and see what is the illusion or delusion. Some of these, these lessons are important, but they can get in the way of going to the next level as you keep recycling and reprocessing through.
Well, they can. And people, places, and things, how you get an idea or an intuitive flash and you go, oh my God, I should do that. That's my next step. And you get all excited about it. And then you tell someone and they go, what? Are you crazy?
Right.
And then suddenly you're in complete doubt about what 20 minutes ago seemed brilliant. And then you second guess yourself and then you don't do it.
Right. So that leads me to your next question. How do we step into more confidence and following through or implementing these callings or these, new energies that are coming in that will give us a new opportunity or self-expression in life? What is that process, or what advice do you have for people?
So years ago, I learned that saying yes was my key to mastery, because the times that I fell, that I walked, I stepped off this path, were the times where I said, no, I want to do it my way. Or I want to go have fun, or, I'm not ready. And I literally took many opportunities to blow it in those days as I started to learn what was most important, what I need to say yes to and no to. It's part of our journey.
Because you open yourself to more expansion. And I think that's kind of the key too. We are in a time of expansion, and many people want to contract, want to just like run away, go and shelter at home. That was the theme back 3-4 years ago, shelter at home. And a lot of people got indoctrinated to that, when we're coming to this amazing time on this planet when we can expand into new arenas of being on fifth dimensional Earth. So it's funny how the programming was like contract, go shelter at home, when really we're at a time of unparalleled expansion into our own beingness. Yeah, so I think that what you're doing is helping people understand that. With your soul essence portrait activations, have you had much feedback? Like, what is one of the most profound healings or result that people have had with you doing this work?
The feedback from the soul essence work is that once people have that aha experience about who they really are, the things that are so esoteric that they've really come here to do, and the skills that they came down here with, and they get a full grasp that they would not have been allowed to come down here unless they were assured of success in their mission, by the way. People start to have a whole new attitude about things. There's not only a sense of confidence, but there's a sense of I can do it. I don't have to run away. I can step into my full power. What I do is I give you permission to fully engage that self of yours that knows who she or he is, that believes you came here to do these things, that know that you're here to help people, that realize that you're different from other people, you're unique, and that remembers you volunteered to come here. Once you get that you volunteered to come here, that your skills are completely needed here, and that your mission is to really get trained and learn to master who you are and carry the light, things get so much simpler.
Yes, that is a beautiful gift that you offer people. And Joan of Angels, you are a beautiful and wise soul. I want to hear more of this advice or this wisdom that you are sharing. If there's anything else that I haven't prompted you to talk about, I would love to hear anything that you want to say right now to kind of give our listeners a positive vibe to go out on or to remember you by and remember this energy, almost like giving them an energetic imprint of everything that we've been sharing here today.
That's so easy and exciting to do. First thing is that I just want everyone, take a deep breath with me, everyone. Let's just do this together. I want you to take a deep breath in and then let it all out. And then take another deep breath in again and let it all out. And I want you this time, as you take a deep breath in, I want you to send your roots all the way down the center of the earth, and at the same time, send your antenna all the way up to the heavens. So it really locks into the heavens and you're connected earth to heaven. And I want you to just feel an abundance of celestial wisdom, celestial knowledge, celestial healing coming all down through your body, knowing that you chose to be here now, knowing that not only did you choose to be here now, but that you were selected because it was known that you have the skills, the wisdom, the abilities, the talents, the heart, and the mission to do exactly what you are learning how to do now, that you've come down here for a reason that only you can do, that you are actually needed now. Earth is similar to an orchestra. Imagine that you're part of this great symphony known as Gaia. You are an instrument yourself. And as you learn to refine all of your skills, then you will be playing in harmony with all of the Earth orchestra. When you play in harmony, that's when the Earth starts to ascend, and that you ascend with it because you're part of this great ascension process. You would not have been allowed to come down here as a volunteer if they did not know you could achieve what you set out to do. So we're going to give you a little magic wand today. Whenever you feel afraid, you just wave that magic wand and you just call in your magic. I'm a magnet for miracles. I am stepping into my destiny with complete authority. I am learning to master who I am. I'm here to be a leader, and I'm here to vibrate at the frequencies of love. And if we can, all we need to do is to remember that we carry light wherever we go. And we were born for this. There's nothing here that you can't handle. Just remember that.
Thank you for that, Joan. That's a beautiful activation meditation. And before we end our episode today, is there anything you want to share about your offerings? They can find you on joanofangels.com, but is there anything else that you want to share with my listeners that are your offerings that they may check out there?
You are too kind. So guys, yes, the soul essence, well, there is the soul essence portrait, which we've talked about, and you can do soul essence readings, which people love. All right, those are 60-minute sessions designed to help you step into this power. But, I also just do these wing fluffing sessions. And because we talked about the wing fluffing, I want to end with the wing fluffing. When you have your wings fluffed, you really step into that fifth dimensional presence. And it makes it very simple. We do a healing and we remove all that negative shame and blame and torture from all those other lifetimes where we were punished for being the powerful selves that we are. So that is also a good way to step into the end of 2023 and 2024. And then while you're there, you can check out the artwork. People have a lot of healings with some of that artwork as well.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for a beautiful visitation here, Joan. We'll look forward to hearing more about you and checking out your website. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Sedona in March 2024 for the Ascension Expo.
That is amazing. Okay, so we'll do a little live stuff there at the booth, which would be very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to meeting you there too. And I just want to tell you that you're a great interviewer. You
Oh,
ask the most perfect questions. You're very astute. You keep it very focused. And I'm just so excited to be on your show. Thank you.
well, thank you for being my guest. And I'm kind of guided by my guests, their higher self and my higher self. I feel like we get together and it starts flowing, and I'm being told what questions to ask you. So thank you for that feedback. And I want to thank you for coming on today. So thank you, Joan.
It was my pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. Yes.
See you in the light. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode featuring my guest. Remember to download, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine signing out, sending healing vibrations through the quantum field. I hope you enjoyed this episode featuring my guest.